Good evening. Tonight, legal experts are weighing in on the guilty and not guilty verdicts that came down for former rapper Sean Diddy Combs in his sex trafficking and racketeering trial.
Combs was acquitted on 2 of the 5 charges that he was accused of. Those 2 counts include transportation to engage in prostitution, but he was acquitted of the most serious charges that he was facing, including sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, or RICO. Combs could, however, face up to 20 years in prison.
News Channel 3's Carter Landis is joining us live after speaking with a law professor. And Carter, he had some good feedback on how the jury may have arrived at this unusual and split decision.
Yeah, that's right, Andy. I spoke with Cooley law professor Louis Langham, and he said the jury may have been unaware or unsure of whether Combs had willing or unwilling participants, and that's why it took a little bit longer for them to come to that decision on the verdict for the racketeering charges. But what comes next for the music mogul now? Sean Diddy Combs acquitted on 3 of the 5 charges he faced related to racketeering and sex trafficking. Yesterday, the jury came to a verdict on 4 of the 5 charges. The one they could not come to a decision on until this morning was the racketeering charge.
The jury probably just had a hard time wrapping their head around whether or not the individuals involved in that were willing participants. And that's, I think, where the jury probably came down on that.
The 2 charges Combs received guilty verdicts on, transportation to engage in prostitution, don't carry penalties as significant as the 3 he was acquitted of. Langham says Combs' involvement in the transportation played a role in the verdict.
Whether they were willing participants or not, on the guilty verdicts, it just involved whether or not Sean Combs was actually involved in sex trafficking and the transportation to engage in prostitution.
Combs' lawyer argued that he should be allowed to leave federal prison, where he's been for the past 10 months, and return home to Miami. Combs' defense saying this is the first blemish on his criminal record. The judge has not yet made a determination on that request.
The judge has to decide whether or not Sean Combs is a danger to the general public and or the witnesses that were involved. And is he a flight risk, as well as whether or not he will continue, if he gets out, continue to engage in criminal activity.
And an update on that situation, the judge has denied Combs bail, so he will not leave that federal detention center. And there will be a pre-sentence investigation coming up down the line about 2 or 3 months from now. And that transition to, or the transportation to engage in prostitution carries a maximum charge of up to 10 years in prison. And of course, the prosecution will be seeking the harshest penalty for Combs. Live in Kalamazoo, Carter Landis, News Channel 3.